What's going on? Happy Wednesday. I'll keep this one brief because I don't actually think we're going to get much action today anyways. Yesterday was a chop fest of a day. The only big win that I had was on gold, which actually worked out really well. Wasn't expecting it to do as well as it did. I was only expecting like a 100% move, so I just took the win there. If you are playing SPX, just size light, I think we are going to chop all day. If I see a full-size Apex, I'll post it. But outside of the gold calls and the MOC and the rump calls, oddly enough, that worked out really well. Nothing else really worked, and even if you were right on the direction, we just got thetaed out. So let's go through some charts, but I don't see much going on here. On the 4 hour, it just looks like we're inside this control bar, and this is the same scenario for SPY, QQQ, IWM, and also for Micron, oddly enough. But we haven't really left this area. If you see this control bar here, we're just bonking around the bottom of it. This is just accumulation, right? When you see multiple 4 hour candles like this, it just means they're accumulating for a big move. I think that big move is going to come on Friday because of Jackson Hole. But I think I said this yesterday. I was like, look, this looks like a cup and handle to me. And I think that's exactly what we're going to get. Here's your cup. This is your handle. This might be a long handle, by the way. But the bigger the handle, the bigger the move to the upside or the downside is. Now, this could fail. This cup and handle could fail as soon as we lose 764. And 765 is the put wall on SPY. So I don't see us losing that necessarily. But you are below it. So I do think they're going to try to get it back up above 765 so they don't lose money. And that's what we saw yesterday. We had this nice reaction, which George called out, oddly enough. He was saying, hey, get put right before that drop. And the drop was, oddly enough, it was slow. It was one of those things where it took its time. Like, even though we got into that play from George, 760p at 1008, it was selling off very slowly. So again, right direction, just slow. And luckily I was able to get that 100% move there. And that wick was nasty. It got bought up right within that 1 minute. So on SPY, I don't think it's going anywhere. SPX, I don't think it's going anywhere. QQQ, I don't think it's going anywhere. Now, gold is an interesting thing to me. The commodity trade, the reason I got those weeklies, which I sold half of already, and I posted that when I sold half of them, was because, I thought inflation data or the PCE will come back worse than expected. It actually came in line, but they sold off everything anyways. I guess Kramer strikes again. He was saying it's going to be a monumental day, and I was like, it's over, just pack it up. But I like this pattern on gold personally. Whenever I see this, I'm just like, you're going to go higher. This is making higher highs, higher lows, come back, pull back, and finally tap the lower ADR and go back up to like 445. So on any dips on gold, at least right now, I'm looking at just becoming a long-term buyer for this. It might pull back a little bit, come back down to like 415 and then go back up. This was what I was hoping for yesterday, that would come back to 415. But the reason I took those gold calls, just so people know, is this level held. So I drew a level here maybe like a couple weeks ago, and it held. And it actually had a nice reaction on the upside. And then I didn't expect it to go all the way up here and fill this gap. But we did. We got that gap fill, kept going up. And the 425 calls expired in the money. So now I'm a proud owner of 200 gold shares because I forgot to close them. So that's kind of nice, which means I don't have that much money to play with today unless I sell gold, but I'll be taking an L on those. But I do like Tesla calls. As long as 346 holds, I'll just put a level here. As long as this holds, I think calls are going to be okay on Tesla, but I do think you're close to the lower ADR. So you're going to probably come back down to test 343 before deciding to go back up instead of that inverse head and shoulder. Now, every single chart in the world looks like garbage. Tesla looks like garbage. SPY looks like garbage. QQQ looks like garbage. The only chart that doesn't look like garbage is JPM. That looks a lot better, frankly, than any other chart that we've looked at so far. And some of the healthcare names actually look all right, too. Like UNH, making higher highs, higher lows. Use your cup on the 4 hour, likely just goes higher. Oscar likely just goes higher. Wrong one. Oscar probably just goes higher. But I'm liking all these healthcare names. Moderna selling off because China said they're going to clone whatever Moderna's doing. And we went over this like a couple days ago. I think it was like on Friday whenever Moderna went up like 115% in a day. Just throwing an anchored VWAP on the entire move. So on that bar, you just put a little anchor, comes up to the top, you basically sell your common stock, comes to the middle or the bottom, you buy it. You can just do this trade. I've been doing it like on and off for the last couple of days. It's just slow moving. I don't think I have much interest in this anymore. I'm just going to wait for it to come back down, maybe around 130, and then I'll just get some leaps and call it a day. But some of the healthcare names are actually doing a lot better than I originally expected. XLF, I think I went over this as well. You were making higher highs, higher lows. We broke trend a little bit. I think it's just an undercut to go higher. I could be wrong, but we'll see where that ends up. And then Meta has just run up because of some regulations. They were getting sued by some lawmakers or state makers rather. And this is a huge cup. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. First, good morning, everyone. I don't mean to interject on that. Just want to say that it was a $16.7 billion lawsuit settlement that was being brought by various U.S. states. So it's not just lawmakers. This is a bigger deal because it was different state attorney generals, Florida, Massachusetts.
Oh, yeah. It was huge. Okay. And now they're saying they might actually have a deal with those states. That's why it's going up.
Yep. A $16.7 billion settlement. A lot of money. But if you're Meta, drop in the bank compared to less hassles to do business. That's it.
Yeah, Meta has a lot of money. I'm pretty sure they also have I'm not going to say because I used to work there. Anyways, I like this cup and handle on Meta. I don't know if it goes anywhere today. I think it just might chop around, bonk around a little bit, and then go higher. So just keep that on your radar. Any dips that happen on Meta, I likely will just buy some calls or buy some comments. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I do think it's going to come back down, test 584, 585 before going back up. I don't want to rush into the calls here because, we missed this move here. But it is, again, it's one of those slow moving things. Even if you got calls yesterday or on Monday, you had a nice profitable morning, but they just got dated out after the first hour or two. I think that's just a reality. There's no volume in the market right now, partly because A, it's August and everyone's on vacation, but B, you also got Jackson Hole on Friday. So I think it just might take some time for us to get out of this chop zone. That's why I'm not interested in playing anything unless I see a full size alert. Or if we just save time until MOC, then that's probably the way to go. So
market manipulation detected.
I'll watch for the first 15 minutes, and I'll just call the stream. And the reason I'm going to watch is I want to see if I can do some Tesla or Meta plays or something like that. I don't know. But if not, then there's really no movement to be had there. Tesla's already lost 346, and we'll see where that goes. NVDA has earnings tonight. CrowdStrike has earnings tonight. The reason I took cyber comments, by the way, there's two reasons. One, I think CrowdStrike earnings will be fine. But two, in this age of AI and LLMs, they're just a bigger importance on data security and the cybersecurity side of things. Mm-hmm. Now, the daily chart, to me, the reason I started the comments on Monday was, hey, it just came down to this nice demand zone. And now we're going to likely just go up or maybe consolidate sideways. Plus, I took commons instead of options because I think we're just retesting the prior high and coming back into a nice discount area so we can go higher. The options, the spread on them were insane and the IV was not ideal, so I just took commons instead. I'm going to keep adding to them. I'm going to add a couple $100 every week. And my goal is to hold these until 2030 at the bare minimum. So that's the reason I did cyber. If anyone's interested, you can do that. Palo Alto or PANW, this thing just keeps selling off. I don't know what's going on with them, but this is a 45-degree angle, so I know that this is institutional selling. I'm just going to draw a single trend line here. And you just keep coming to the top of that and bonking around. But I do think that this will hold here for what it's worth. And we're just testing this area here. And this is a nice discount zone. So I do think that this will bounce soon. So this is another thing that I'm watching. And Crowd, we already went over. They have earnings tonight. So I think they'll actually do fine. The chart looks like an H. It'll probably come back down and then kind of go back up from there. But we'll see. I'm not interested in playing earnings on that one. But if you are interested, I think calls with a better risk and reward. Now, Micron, this is a consolidation phase, and I think this is the exact same pattern with buying QQQ. There's a 4-hour control bar here that we just have not left, right? So this is accumulation. I don't know what the big move is, but this accumulation is going to do something like this or like that eventually, probably by Friday, to be honest. Now, the reason I like Micron here is we're holding the 950, 925 area. If it holds, your best bang for your buck is calls towards the call wall at 1,000. If it doesn't hold, I think you're coming back down to 880. So this will do this and then decide what to do there. They did move the put wall down on Micron. It's 800 now instead of 880. I think it was before 875. I can't remember exactly. But the call wall is unmoved. The call wall is still at 1,000, which we rejected from a couple of times at this point in time. So we'll see what happens. But I'm just going to watch Meta and Tesla for the first 15. Zero interest in SPX unless we see a full size alert. If you do want to play something, play IWM. The contracts are cheaper. You can get more of them. And on the 2 minute here, at the very least, because I watched it on the 2 minute, it looks like it's going to cup and handle and go up. I don't know if we get above 299 or 300 necessarily, because we keep rejecting off of that, as you can see. But I do like the risk and reward for the 300 calls. If it rejects there, you buy puts towards 298. So accumulation, it's just not going anywhere. Same thing with the broader market, I guess. But it is what it is. Someone asked about IonQ. I don't know much about quantum, and I don't know where this is going to go. I think I saw this yesterday. RGTI CFO or something like that left the company. So they'll probably sell off on that news. And then, it was QBTS. It was QBTS. There you go. That's why it's down a little bit. But I do think that this will eventually come back. I just don't want to rush into that trade because I think it's going to take some time to set up. Now, some of the biotech names are still moving. Like Biotech keeps taking higher highs and higher lows. Had a couple of inside bars on a daily there, and now you're starting to break out. So I'm keeping this on my radar. No interest in getting options. But some of the biotech names will likely move. Now, I'm not a biotech expert by any means. But if there are tickers in there that are of interest, let me know and I'll chart them and we can figure out what we want to do with them. A lot of it is news driven or driven by, did they get approved for a drug or whatever? But I have no interest in chasing anything here, at least not yet. I'm going to save most of my buying power for Friday. And that's it. That's all I got. IREN, I think people were looking at, I don't know. This just looks like a lot of accumulation to me on the daily. Like you're coming back into a discount zone here at 36. At 36, I'm going to be a net buyer of both commons and options, and that'll complete this inverse and shoulder that's forming here. So just keep that on your radar. This is actually looking pretty promising to move up, but I want to see that inverse and shoulder complete. So I want to test of 38.75, and then let's see if it goes up. If that doesn't hold, then you'll get this other inverse and shoulder at 33. So that's really what I'm watching for, but this will take some weeks to play out. I don't think this is going to happen overnight. And market is open. We'll see where we end up.
Hey, can you take a look at Roger Golf Bravo?
RGB Red Robin?
Yep.
As long as 920 holds, this actually might work out. I'm liking the 4-hour chart on this.
Same thing with Sierra Tango Kilo Sierra.
Say that again?
Market manipulation detected.
Sierra Tango Kilo Sierra.
STKER?
Sierra Tango Kilo Sierra.
Oh, Strike Energy? You might have to tap this out.
STK Steakhouse.
Oh, STK Steakhouse. Why is it not showing up? Oh, there we go. Okay, let's look at the daily. I don't know. Daily wants down, dude. Head and shoulder. If $2 holds, then maybe calls or options or commons rather. But it wants down for sure.
This company also owns Bayhana, by the way.
This might actually work. I just want to see. The daily wants down. The 4-hour actually looks all right. Just a lot of volume here. Comparatively, like this is the highest volume this ticker seems like it's ever got. They have earnings, or they had earnings. I don't think they did that well. Huh. Something to keep on your radar. I think as long as $3 or even $2 holds, you're good to buy commons on those. They're pretty inexpensive. One thing that's interesting to me is like that the SPY IV is pretty inexpensive. The options on SPY are very cheap right now. I don't know why. I think partly because no one's buying them. But for Friday, like the implied volatility is insane, but the contracts themselves are actually really cheap. So maybe it might be worth playing SPY over SPX right now. Oh man, George is bullish. I don't like that. Anyways, the chart could go either way, literally. So I'm just gonna watch and see what happens. I might get some meta call shortly. And Tesla, if it holds, it holds. If it doesn't, then I don't know what's gonna happen. One thing I do like is Palantir, PLTR. I keep trying to play this every week, and then every week I'm just like, I'm just going to wait till Thursday. The 600s are only $80. That's actually not bad. So for Oracle, oddly enough, George was telling me that there's just some suspicious volume on it. He was watching this pre-market, and he had a 45% boost in confidence on Oracle, CVX, oddly enough, and PSX. So I think I'm going to start paying attention to what George is saying on the volume side, because look at that. That move at the top is insane. I'm going to build out a George volume scanner because I'm not missing the next one. You just got to go places where the... Why is it going without us? I didn't even get into a position. Anyways, I'm just going to watch 15 minutes and see where that goes. I kind of like the 600 calls on Meta at 65. Maybe even 60 if I can get filled. Actually, maybe it might be even 50. Let's see.
Watching position.
Man, those contracts are actually really cheap. What the fuck? Okay, let's see 40. If I get filled at 45, I'll get like a couple. Man, that sell volume's insane, actually. What the heck is going on? Maybe I'll do 47. See what happens there. Yeah, limit buy, JJ. I put a fill at 47. I don't know if it fills, but I do like the risk and reward on those. Okay, fill at 47. Actually, could have got the 45 fill. And let's see what happens there more than anything else. It's getting real wiki. Wow, should have got a closer to at the money strike, like the 595s instead at the same price. Oh well.
You know, Intel actually doesn't look bad right today.
NTC. Yeah, actually it does look pretty good. Came into a demand zone. What's it called? Demand or supply? I can't remember. Anyways, came into a discount zone. Probably just goes back up. One thing to keep on your radar is into. Any rallies on this, just short it. Just buy puts. They're not going to do that well. If IWM flips to 98, 91, I think calls are okay. Master's actually doing all right, surprisingly. Came into this discount area, price goes back up, to be honest, and coin sold off yesterday, or sorry, the day before. Then we got this pre-market move down. And Coinbase, I'm interested in shorting unless it flips 184. I don't think it will, but we'll see. Well, actually, 342 held on Tesla. That's weird. That is bizarre. I wasn't expecting that. This just mirrors the IV hit really high. The contracts are really expensive right now. Oh, they're buying calls. This is actually a decent volume for SPY right now compared to normal. This actually might work. Let's see. Might get some Tesla puts actually. I don't know if this is going to hold. I'm just going to watch till 9:45 and see what I want to do here. Tesla, we usually get a second entry. I kind of like the 350s. Well, there goes Tesla. Damn it, Meta. Nah, I'm not chasing that. I'm just going to wait for a small pullback before I get something there. I think US nuked because of that peace deal or ceasefire or whatever it was. But I think it's going to come back up, to be honest. Every week I just keep buying the 130 calls and usually they work.
I just got an email today.
For what?
Kushner and Witkoff are at SOCOM CENTCOM. It's interesting. That's a very big deal. I wonder if they're also going to visit USASOC. Although I don't know what those acronyms stand for, do you?
No one knows exactly.
Really? Right, so CENTCOM is United States Central Command, which oversees U.S. combatant operations in the Middle East theater, anywhere from Turkey, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, extending all the way down to Oman and Yemen. Mainly based on MacDill, with further additional commands in Al Udeid in Qatar, and with smaller commands in places like Fort Bragg. Then there's United States Special Operations Command, which oversees aspects of United States Special Forces planning. That's a global theater which works with all branches of the United States military, from Space Force to Army, and also with foreign partners as well, from Ukraine to Egypt, NATO, Colombia. So it's always interesting to see when the White House folks are visiting.
Nice, like it. Yo, what's going on with SpaceX? This is a crazy wick. Both sides. I kind of dig the 355s. Now I'm just going to watch 15. I don't need to rush into anything. See my money for MOC.
You know, I actually like calls here. Swing, actually. Can't believe I'm starting to become a swinger. Um, on Joby.
Is that the
Watching position.
vertical airplane company? Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, yeah. If you take a look at the 4 hour, actually look pretty decent to me, but the cat standing up also looks decent to me, so I'm not sure if I'm the best.
4 does look good. I mean, if
I
that's
think
going to
we could
go,
probably
same
get.
thing with Archer, ACHR, whatever it's called.
Yeah, but I like Joby a little bit more for the upside.
Archer actually does not look that great downtrend. All right, well, I like Joby
I
swings.
think we can. Yeah, we swings on Joby. Be cheap. Here,
Jobby.
let's check on your. It's unusual whale saying.
I would probably get leaps on this actually. Like the 9 calls for 2027 are very inexpensive at $70. Even $10
Oh, I'll
calls.
raise you one there.
Yeah.
I'll raise you one there. 15 strike. January 15th, 2027. There's 17 a pop. And they have 11,000 OI.
The 15 calls?
Yeah. Take a look.
All right, Demi, let's do it. I'm going to get 10 as a starter. And
They're cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you were saying, the 10s have a lot of OI. I don't think they have this much volume. Yeah, we'll start with these. We'll
Nice.
become swingers.
I did get these Tesla calls, by the way. They're up. Like, literally, by the time I was around to posting them, they already went up 100%. The 355s at 50. There you go, 117%. Fucking A, mate. By the time I get around to posting these things, they should move. The one that didn't move is friggin' Meta. Oh well. I would actually watch for a rejection right now on SPX. They're buying these 7680 puts, but not a lot of volume on the, well, either way. If anyone got those rum calls with me, please sell. I mean, I sold most already. I just got like a couple of runners. But they are green. They're up like 50%. Not bad. Yeah, they're buying. Well, they're buying kind of everything. There's more upside building. Or sorry, more puts actually compared to the upside. And everything has just stopped, dead in its track. No movement. Do we have other news coming out?
I mean, there is news that came out, but I'm not sure if it's news I can share.
Nah,
May not be
something's
that
up.
PG.
Or the volume just died again, like 10 minutes into this whole day. All right, PC came in line. Oh, there's a 11:45 event. That's not ideal, but I don't think it should matter. What news do we have tomorrow? Jobless claims, which will be fine. Friday's a big one with the Fed. For some reason, SpaceX does this. It just like nukes all day, and then finally at like 2 p.m., when institutions start getting into it, they'll start buying it. So I'm gonna watch that and see where that goes. I kind of like 76, 80 puts here on SPX. How much are they? They're going to be expensive, aren't they? Yep. Nope, not taking those. And Tesla premiums just collapsed. Cool. That's nice. Tesla 3. Let's see. What do the calls look like? You know, the 360s aren't bad for Friday. Same with the 365s. Do they have a lot of open interest? Yeah, the 365s do actually. Crazy. But I think Tesla's going to reject here. Or already is. And can you come back to 330? Yeah, probably. How the 340s aren't too bad at $20. I want to get some of these. Yeah, Microsoft 500 calls keep coming in. What did George open? Oh, he opened IWM calls. Crazy. That's cool. I don't know why I bought them here, but it is of interest. You know, if this area holds on SPX, I might get some calls. And the King node has been rolled up. That's nice. That's good to see. The thing you want is the 7700s. I might get a couple at 220. Or maybe even $2 actually. Yeah, let's do that at 2. If it fails. 7700C Lotta at 200 per con in here. Yeah, the volume has died. Oh, I don't want to scalp for 20%. This might be a... I'm watching Tesla right now. This might actually be a decent call entry, but I'm going to watch. Okay, there's 10% on SPX cons. Not bad. It's 12. You can take quick wins if you wanted to. Yeah, he flipped bullish. That's cool. There's 20% on SPX cons. There's 24. Please just take the win. It's going to be a chop fest. Quick wins are okay. 20% plus that here. Might be a chop fest. Just take the win. All right, bagged by Meta. Once again, I don't know why I play it. There's 30 on SPX cons. Not bad. Trim or exit, your call. How's everyone yield expert now? Makes some sense. Okay, what's the treasury doing? TLT, they've been buying since yesterday. I think it's selling off now. There it is. But they were buying it overnight because of the inflationary pressures. 10-year. How do you do it again? Oh, it's this. Ten-year. I think it's gonna nuke, man. I don't know. I don't think the yields actually matter that much. But the fuck do I know? There's 32%. There's 40% on SPX calls, take the win and move on. I'm going to hold these meta calls, I guess, to 0. I'm going to call it a day at that point in time. If I see something on Tesla, I'll post, but I'd like this as a call entry on Tesla, to be honest. You look at a couple autos. The 355s at 54 are not bad. You always got a second entry on these. So if you can get them at $50, even better. There's 50% on SPX cons. Please just take the win. Move on with your lives. Good thing we waited, didn't just ape into it. I set a limit buy on Tesla, 355s at 50. If it fails, it fails. If it doesn't,